Be honest. Do you have a racial preference when it comes to dating? And if so, is that a bad thing? Is there something wrong with that? Yes and no. Now, here's the thing. Everyone's got things that they're attracted to. Everybody's got things and people that they're attracted to for the reasons that they're attracted to them. And I'll get into some of the reasons why you might have a racial preference. But you can't really judge someone on what they're attracted to. As long as it's not something that's way out of bounds, you're attracted to little kids or you're attracted to dead people or I don't know, some other shit that's just way out of bounds. But you can't really blame someone for who they're attracted to, what they're attracted to. They're attracted to what they're attracted to, and it's different for everyone. That's like blaming somebody for what they like to eat. You like to eat oranges? The fuck is wrong with you? You like to eat pizza? Oh my God. You can't really blame someone. You can say, oh, eating oranges is extremely healthy, or eating oranges destroys the environment. Eating pizza is sabotaging the culture. You can say whatever the fuck about the consequences of eating what someone eats. You can say whatever you want about the consequences of what they're attracted to, but you can't really blame someone for what they're attracted to. So the point that I'm trying to get, the question I'm asking is, do you have a racial preference? And if so, why? Because the real reason why could determine why it's a good thing or a bad thing. Why it's problematic or it's nobody's fucking business. So here's the thing. Now, I think on most measures, especially when it comes to men, but I think really all around on most measures, race, when it comes to sexual preference, dating preference, it's bullshit. Because you had a long time ago, way back in the day, in transatlantic slave time, and even way before that. Oh, our culture, our tribe, our village, our people, we're going to go conquer their people because they're inferior. They're pieces of shit, and we're meant to go dominate them. But along the way, when we're pillaging and destroying the village, we gonna fuck a few of them bad ones. And we gonna take them back and make them, our concubines. So, in many, many ways, sexually and when it comes to dating, in many ways, racial preference is bullshit. It's bullshit. Because for someone to be like, oh, I only date this race or I don't date that race, and then for them to have their reasons, the reasons ultimately are bullshit to other people. That might be a valid reason for you, maybe, but to someone else, that shit don't matter to me. It's flavors of ice cream. I said that to someone back in the day. It was like, oh, you date this girl, or you date that girl, or that girl. I'm like, yeah, it's like all flavors of ice cream. There's Baskin Robbins in this motherfucker. Why shouldn't I be able to taste or, be able to sample, look at, get a little preview of the flavors that I'm interested in? There's variety out here. And I'm one of those people, your boy Diversified. I like variety. I like diversification. It's beautiful to me. Who wants all of the same fucking thing? But some people do. So here's my thing. If you have a racial preference and your racial preference is tied to colonialism, that's a problem. There are many parts in this world, there are many parts in this country, in the United States, where people have a racial preference for white folks. White men, white women. Now, like I said, you like what you like. Like I said, that's like eating. You like corn because you like corn. Who the fuck can say why you should or shouldn't like corn? But if you like corn because that's the only food the slave master allowed you to eat, that's problematic. There's that's not necessarily a good thing. So if you only like white people or light skin or pale face or whatever, because somewhere in your mind in how you see the world, that's elevated. That's a problem. That's a problem. And many people are not necessarily going to be understanding of why you like the that particular group if it's based on some shit like that. Now, another reason why people have a racial preference is because you might just genuinely like certain aspects that a particular culture normally exhibits. If you're someone who genuinely, say, likes more thicker lips, then there are going to be some races, some demographics you might not notice as quickly. If you're someone who likes height, there's going to be some races, some demographics you're not going to know. I didn't even see you down there. You're not going to notice them as quickly. If you're someone that likes a nice ass, nice hips, titties, I don't necessarily know if that's racial or whatever. Let me know in the comments if it is. No, this race is known to not have any titties. But my point being is, if it's hair, if it's eye color, if it's an accent, like whatever the fuck it is that you're attracted to, people are attracted to whatever they're attracted to. I know I have some strong attractions, some strong preferences that when I enter the room, I go, oh, yep, there's one. Now, that could be one of many different things. And, like I say, I know at least for me, as long as it's not something that is based along colonial, history, based around, I can't think of the right words to say this. As long as it's not something that has to put one group down in order to elevate another group. If you like another particular race that's not mine, fucking difference does it make to me? Good for you. But if you like that race because you think that race is better than me, fuck you and fuck them too. In reverse, if you like me because you think... So here's the thing. Being mostly black, Cherokee, and Irish, I've had situations where, and then me just being the type of person I am, I've been around different groups of people. And the thing that I don't like, whether you think I agree with you or not, I don't like when people try to pit races against each other unnecessarily. Like, I have had times where I've been with black people and they have ill shit to say about white people, and it's like, just talk about the shit that's real. You don't necessarily have to put color on it when you know not everybody of that color is like that. We know in real life people of that color who are not like that. So let's not paint everybody in that brush and with that same brush. But I've been with, white people who have, had words to say about this group. I've been with Arabs who have had different shit to say about, and so I don't like it when it's like, whether you think I agree with you, whether you think I'm a part of your group and not that group. As you see, I'm a part of at least 3 different groups and who knows more. But I don't like when race is used to put one race down and elevate another race. Anyway, the point being is if you like dark hair, if you like brunettes, then yeah, there's probably going to be some races you don't look at as much and some races you look at more. So that's nothing. But I have also found this, like I said in the very beginning, slave masters had sex with some of the best looking slaves. Vikings and Goths and pillagers and the Mongols, they raided villages and pillaged communities and also grabbed some of the baddest looking motherfucking females in the group, because whatever we think of, we spit on you. I'm also about to skeet on you too. So it's whatever. Like, race doesn't matter on a certain level for many people when it comes to sex, when it comes to dating. It's a social construct. It's not necessarily an attraction construct. You see what I'm saying? When you're attracted to, blonde hair and blue eyes, there's nothing wrong with that. When you're attracted to blonde hair and blue eyes because you think that elevates you in life, or you got you one because she blonde hair and blue eyes. Now we going down a different path. But the same way that men in particular, slave master don't give a fuck that, you know, his slave is bad as fuck. He still want to put his dick inside of her. It's the same way that many women, I don't know if I date this type. I don't fuck with them. Let that motherfucker have some money. Let that motherfucker be famous. Let there be some type of social value for fucking with that person. Your legs spread just like everybody else's. But I came across a study, which is the reason why I'm bringing this up. It's actually an outdated study. It's probably about 6, 7, maybe 8 years old. But I just came across it recently. And it's from like some of the dating apps where, you know, they got different information on the people that use this shit, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, as I conclude the video, it talks about how amongst the, say, major racial groups in the United States, black, white, Latino, Latina, Asian, that pretty much, and I can't remember what study it was or what data to point you to, but maybe you could go Google it and look up some of this information. You'll see basically what I'm talking about. But basically, the data from these app sites, because I'm a fucking data nerd, is that across all the races, white people tend to be favored a little bit more, preferably when it comes to dating. Black women suffer very significantly. Latinos, Latin women, Latin men, they not a strong preference for, not a strong preference against. And Asian men suffered. Black women and Asian men suffered in terms of what the data shows on these websites. This is not me talking. This is what the data shows from the aggregated data, whatever way you want to call it, from these dating apps, shows that black women and Asian men struggle. They're not as preferred, not as sought after in these dating apps. White men and women tend to be more higher preferred. Latin men and women, Latinos, no strong preference for or against. And black men, loved by black women. By everybody else. So it's interesting. You'd have to go look at it. Like Asian women, there's a certain preference for Asian women. Asian women and white women were like kind of competing in terms of the highest level of women. White men were the highest of the men. Like I said, black and Latino men kind of like in the middle. It depended on who was looking for them. And Asian men were kind of the least preferred. Whatever. Maybe you have experienced some of this in your life. You can say, yes, this data sounds fairly accurate, or you can say, man, that's some bullshit, man. I get mine out here, or I don't get nothing out here, you know, whatever. But for some people, do you genuinely, honestly have a racial preference when it comes to sex, when it comes to dating, when it comes to having a certain intimate relationship with? Do you put up walls and barriers and boundaries based upon race? Or is it really something deeper? Because as I've seen a lot of times, if she's bad enough, if he's got enough money and enough social stature, he's a celebrity, that race shit don't matter. So it's your boy. I ain't even get a chance to smoke on this video. It's your boy, y'all. Stay safe out there. Fuck who you want to fuck. What's that song back in the day? Do what you like. Do what you like. It's your boy.